called The Day I Broke My Arm, and it was just the first part of the story. And we decided to give more information by revising from my friend actually say the name. And then we decided to add how we felt when it was summer vacation. And then instead of saying a little kid, I thought, oh, it's really my little brother, so I better change that to make it make more sense. And then I added a sentence here, but I didn't have enough room to write it, so I got a sticky note, and I put the sticky notes right there if you need to use one. And I put a caret. Remember, this is a caret, an upside-down V to show me where this sentence is going to go. I said, I changed my mind. Okay, so this is called revising. So first, you're going to have to read through your story and decide what you might want to add to make it better. Maybe you didn't give enough information. You got to add some more details. Maybe you thought I didn't write anyone's name, or I didn't say where I was, or I didn't say what it was like outside, or I didn't say what I felt. Those are all things you can add to your story. And then after we revise our story, remember we're in this process. We did our pre-writing, we did our drafting where we just write it, and then once we get the beginning and middle done, then we go revise. So some of you said, I'm done with my story. That means you finished drafting. So now you're going to go back and you're going to read it out loud, make sure it sounds right, and make any changes like I did to this story. That's called revising or revisiting. Then after revising or revisiting, we do editing. That's when you make sure it has capitals, it has periods, punctuation, question marks, exclamation points, and your spelling is as best as it can be so someone can read it. That's editing. So when we edit, we change the sentences to be right. So when we're editing, we're looking for capital letters, like the word I, or any names, or a beginning of a sentence. We have the right punctuation. We've just learned all the kinds of sentences. So if it's a telling sentence, it's a period. If it's an asking sentence, it's a question mark. If it's an exciting sentence, it's an exclamation point. And some of you, this is going to be one of your goals, you need to have spaces between your words. Grant, get that on your mouth. Okay. We do not draw on it. Okay. Spaces between words. Some of our words are so close together, it looks like one long sentence. So make sure you use your finger if you're having a hard time with spaces. And then correct spelling. If it's not correct, cross it out and put the right one on top of it. They misspelled you. They did Y-U-O. And they looked in their word journal, their word wall, and saw that it's spelled Y-O-U. Chase. So we're going to practice editing some sentences. Story. Number one, what is the problem here? What did they do? What do you see is the problem? What do you see, Kate?
There's no spaces, and it looks like some people are just like dragging letters, and like it's people read it and go.
Yeah. They're like, we played a song. That's what it looks like. There's no spaces.
Finish writing.
I don't know. So what do you think the first word was supposed to be? We. So let's put a line right there after we. Sometimes you'll see me do this on your writing where I put a line between two words, and that means you didn't do a space. What do you think the next word is? Played. What do you think the next word is? Lily, soccer. What's the next word? During. Oh. Now I don't know. We played soccer during What do you think that word's supposed to be? What do you think? The. Oh, we're going to have to cross that one out and put THE on top. And that's a space. And then the next word would be? Summer. Break. And the last word is break. They also forgot a capital and a period, so we better put that on there. So they really had a hard time writing, didn't they? They got all their words but the, though. That was pretty good. write it right. So we got to put a capital. We. Now, I need to put a space. So if I don't know how to put spaces, I better put my finger. If you know how to do spaces, then you don't need to put your finger. But some of us still do. We played. Make sure you put a capital on we, because that's the beginning of a sentence.
C and E on plate. CC.
Okay, soccer is the next one. I'm going to use my finger. And I'm going to use my finger. And the next word was the. Make sure I spell it right. Oh, I ran out of room. Should I write real tiny right here? No, I got more lines here. Summer. Space. Break. And then I got to remember at the end, this is a telling sentence, so it's a period. Have you seen Jim today? I only see 3 things missing. What's one of them, Gracie? Yes, that's the beginning of the sentence. So this should be an H. That should be an H. What else do you see missing, Heather? So which one is this? It's question mark. It's asking me something. Have I seen Jim today? So it's a question mark. There's one more thing. Wyatt? Yeah, why? It's a name. Capital J. So now I got to rewrite it to have all my capitals and my question mark, and make sure you put spaces. They put spaces, so you don't forget to put spaces. Have, space, you, space, seen, space, Jim, space, today. Question mark. Okay, so it should have a capital E, and needs to be spelled A-N-D with the lowercase a, and it needs a period at the end. So I'm going to rewrite it. Elise is capitalized, space, and space, I. Oh, yeah, we forgot that. Capital I. Man, I have a lot of you forget that, and I'm so glad you reminded me. Elise and I went, space, swimming. Period. Okay, Elise and I went swimming. Okay, so I needs to be capitalized. Read is misspelled. They forgot a space between mystery and books. And they forgot their period because it's a telling sentence. So I, put a space with your finger, love, space, to read, mystery, that's a good word, books, period.
This doesn't spell nothing. You don't put space. Space is boring.
Okay, so when you're doing your sentences, you wrote in pencil, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you can, when you're going through your story, you can just erase it if you forgot to put a capital and put a capital there. Or if you misspelled a word, you just erase it, right? And write it the right way. Or you can cross it out and write the right word on top. Or you can put a caret if you forgot the word the and just write the word the there. Yes, remember how I said carrots? Like if I wanted to go,
it's upside down.
Okay, if I forgot, I wanted to say exciting mystery books. Okay, I love to read, and I forgot to put the word exciting. You would go like this. No, you don't have to do that. You put a caret. This is called a caret, remember? And just write there, write exciting. But if I didn't have enough room to put it there, remember what I did? I used a sticky note. If I was putting a whole sentence in there, not just one word, then I put a sticky note there. So your job today for the next 30 minutes is you're going to pull out your story and you're going to reread it. Now, if you haven't finished it yet, work on finishing it. If you're still in the middle or the end, finish your story. If you're done with writing it, then you need to read it. Remember, revisiting means, I got all kinds of stuff up here. Revising means that you go back through and read it aloud to yourself. Does it sound right? And make any changes. And editing means to go back through and make sure you have capitals, punctuation, and spelling. So I want you to work on your story for the rest of this afternoon. And if you feel like you've done all the editing and all the revising you could do, then you can read. But I want you to be ready to